The rhinoceros. A member of any of the 5 extant species of odd-toed ungulates in the family Rhinocerotidae. 2 of the species are native to Africa, and 3 to South and Southeast Asia. They once roamed many places throughout Europe, Asia, and Africa and were known to early Europeans who depicted them in cave paintings. Very few rhinos survive outside national parks and reserves, due to persistent poaching and habitat loss over many decades. With only 5 species living today, and some of them on the verge of extinction, what do you really know about them? Join us, as we learn a little more about the 5 remaining species of rhinoceroses. The first rhino on our list. The black rhino. The black rhino, sometimes called the hook-lipped rhino, is a species of rhinoceros, native to eastern and southern Africa. Although the species is referred to as black, its colors vary from brown to gray. An adult black rhino stands 52 to 71 inches high at the shoulder and is around 9.2 to 12.3 feet in length. An adult typically weighs from 1,760 to 3,090 pounds, however, unusually large male specimens have been reported at up to 6,385 pounds. They are herbivorous browsers that eat leafy plants, twigs, branches, shoots, thorny wood bushes, small trees, legumes, fruit, and grass. The optimum habitat seems to be one consisting of thick scrub and bushland, often with some woodland. The adults are solitary in nature, coming together only for mating. Mating does not have a seasonal pattern, but births tend to be towards the end of the rainy season in more arid environments. The gestation period for a black rhino is 15 months and a single calf weighs about 80 to 110 pounds at birth, and can follow its mother around after just 3 days. Weaning occurs at around 2 years of age for the offspring, and the mother and calf stay together for 2 to 3 years until the next calf is born. The life expectancy in natural conditions, without poaching pressure, ranges from 35 to 50 years. The next rhino on our list. The greater one-horned rhino. The greater one-horned rhinoceros, also known as the Indian rhinoceros, is a species of rhino, native to the Indian subcontinent. They have a thick gray-brown skin with pinkish skin folds and one horn on their snout, and their upper legs and shoulders are covered in wart-like bumps. Bulls have a head and body length of up to 12 feet, with a shoulder height of around 6.5 feet, while cows have a head and body length of around 10 feet and a shoulder height up to 6 feet. The bull, averaging about 4,560 to 4,850 pounds, is heavier than the cow, at an average of about 3,530 pounds. Indian rhinos are grazers, and their diet consists almost entirely of grasses, but they also eat leaves, twigs and branches of shrubs and trees, flowers, fruits, and submerged and floating aquatic plants. Their gestation period is around 15 months, and birth interval ranges from 34 to 51 months. An estimated 10% of calves will die before maturity due to predatory attacks from tigers. Calves will stay with the mother for 6 to 10 years after a weaning period of 12 to 18 months. As of 2022, there were around 4,000 Indian rhinos remaining in the world, mostly due to habitat degradation caused by human activities and climate change, as well as the resulting increase in the floods. These magnificent creatures have been recorded to live up to 45 years in the wild. For our next rhino. The Sumatran rhino. The Sumatran rhinoceros, also known as the hairy rhinoceros, is a rare member of the family Rhinocerotidae. It is the smallest of the species, although it is still a large mammal. It stands 44 to 57 inches high at the shoulder, with a head and body length up to 11 feet and a tail of 14 to 28 inches. The weight is reported to range from 1,100 to 2,200 pounds, and like both African species, it has 2 horns. The larger is the nasal horn, typically 5.9 to 9.8 inches, while the other horn is typically a stub. A coat of reddish-brown hair covers most of the Sumatran rhino's body. Most feeding occurs just before nightfall and in the morning, and they are folivores, with a diet of young saplings, leaves, twigs, and shoots. The gestation period is around 15 to 16 months, and the calf, which typically weighs 88 to 132 pounds, is weaned after about 15 months and stays with its mother for the first 2 to 3 years of its life. The Sumatran rhinoceros once inhabited rainforests, swamps and cloud forests in India, but are now critically endangered, with only 5 substantial populations in the wild, 4 in Sumatra and 1 in Borneo, with an estimated total population of fewer than 80 mature individuals. This species of rhino is documented to live up to 40 years in the wild. Up next, the white rhino. The white rhinoceros, or square-lipped rhinoceros, is the largest extant species of rhinos. It has a wide mouth used for grazing and is the most social of all rhino species. It consists of 2 subspecies, the southern white rhinoceros, with an estimated 16,803 wild-living animals, and the much rarer northern white rhinoceros, with only 2 remaining on the planet, and they are both female. However, the species may be able to recover from the brink of extinction using frozen skin cells from deceased rhinos. The major factor in the decline of white rhinos was uncontrolled hunting in the colonial era, but now poaching for their horn is the primary threat. They are particularly vulnerable to hunting because it is a large and relatively unaggressive animal with very poor eyesight. The head and body length of adult bulls can reach up to 13 feet, while cows average a length of 12 feet, with the tail adding another 28 inches. The shoulder height of a bull can be as tall as 7 feet, while most cows only reach up to 6 feet. Bulls can reach a weight of an astounding 5,070 pounds, while cows usually reach up to 3,750 pounds. White rhinos are found in grassland and savanna-type habitats in southern Africa. They are herbivore grazers that eat grass, preferring the shortest grains, and it drinks twice a day if water is available, but if conditions are dry, it can live 4 or 5 days without water. Cows reach sexual maturity at 6 to 7 years of age, while bulls reach sexual maturity between 10 and 12 years. The gestation period of a white rhino is 16 months, where a single calf is born and usually weighs 88 to 143 pounds. Weaning starts at 2 months, but the calf may continue suckling for over 12 months. The birth interval for the white rhino is between 2 and 3 years, and before giving birth, the mother will chase off her current calf. These massive creatures can live to be up to 40 to 50 years old. For the final rhino on our list, the Javan rhino. The Javan rhinoceros is one of the smallest rhinoceros species, along with the Sumatran rhinoceros. They are superficially similar to Indian rhinos, as they have plate-like, armored protective skin folds, but are slightly smaller in size. The length of Javan rhinos including their head can reach up to 13 feet, and they can reach a height of around 6 feet. Adults are reported to weigh between 2,000 and 5,100 pounds. The Javan rhinoceros is herbivorous, eating diverse plant species, especially shoots, twigs, young foliage and fallen fruit, and it eats an estimated 110 pounds of food daily. Females can reach sexual maturity at 5 to 7 years of age, while males can reach it at 10 years old. The breeding interval is typically 4 to 5 years due to a gestation period of about 16 months and a long period of interaction between mother and calf. Javan rhinos give birth to 1 calf at a time, which is weaned after 1 to 2 years. The Javan rhino is the rarest of the world's 5 remaining rhino species, having lost most of its Asian tropical forest habitat over the last century, as well as having been hunted relentlessly for its horn, which only the males possess. As of 2022, there are an estimated 76 Javan rhinos remaining in the wild, all living in Ujung Kulon National Park on the Indonesian island of Java. The average lifespan is unknown, but it is probably between 30 to 40 years. So, what did you think of the 5 remaining rhino species in our video? Were you aware that some of these remaining species were on the verge of extinction? Has anyone ever seen any of them in their natural habitat? Drop a comment and let me know. Thank you for watching.